Yeah, it's being streamed. Okay. So we should stop talking.
Streamed. Okay. So we should stop talking. Okay. So we should stop talking. So we should stop talking.
What the hell?
So we should stop talking. So we should stop talking.
Oh.
makes me wondering, really all alone on earthly throne. I wanna be where the moment takes me. I wanna see planets glowing softly. I wanna feel what it's like to float. I wanna be where the moment takes me. Why are we so cruel? Greed and power. I do not command. All is on the shore. Not for. Where the moment takes me. I wanna see planets glowing softly. I wanna feel what it's like to float. I wanna be where the moment takes me.
Hello and welcome to the launch of Solarpunk magazine issue 1. My name is Mariska Pichette. I use she, her, hers, and I'm filming right now in Western Massachusetts on the ancestral lands of the Pocumtuck and Abenaki peoples. I'm very excited to have a poem in the opening issue of Solarpunk, and I will be reading it tonight. The poem is called Noble. Denali herds wild grass. She wraps strands around her wrists up to her elbows and walks from the edge of sunrise to the rim of sunset, dragging the day and the plains behind her. Fairhair breaks roads. His antlers crack pavement into pebbles, disrupts gravel, and rolls it into earth. He walks over lands that used to be called streets, ensuring the people have gone. Basil paints with vines. His scurrying dislodges paper scraps like dying leaves as he climbs each crumbling building and paints a landscape of the past, the future. His murals color high-rises into hills. Jamila spreads seeds like radiation, millions of bombs dropped over roofs, roads, memories. She beats her wings and flaps, a breeze spun from her effort to repopulate Noble. Santi carries the forest into the city. His fur is dusted with pollen, his nose driving sprouts through cracks. He follows the paths drawn by all the noble inhabitants, all the children of disaster. Chi guards the boundary. Their roots hold the line, their branches pull poison from the clouds. They grow to cover the skeletons that fumble and fall with the age. the first forest to grow from a city. Thank you.
Blood clot na di macabre man phone all and them pull back that. No the plenty girl blood clot. Blood clot.
I got all different types of stuff. I got all different types of stuff. got all different types of stuff.
ever feel like you're different from most people? Like you're from another planet or just from the stars? Star seeds originate from many different higher or alternate dimensions, parallel universes, and planes of existence. Star seeds are the souls who have awakened to their mission of tuning into these higher levels of light and serving the collective consciousness. Understanding the full truth of your galactic nature and origin comes as you awaken to the remembrance of who you are. As you awaken to your high vibrational radiant light and spirit, more of your manifestation ability comes into focus. Love and gratitude. Fill with light. Expand and shine. Thank you for shining your light. It makes a huge difference.
Higher dimensional.
You're not really from here. Collective consciousness. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light. We are here to take the for all of the experience. We are here to pave the pathway for all of humanity to make this leap into a higher vibrational experience in the physical.
All right. Thank you to DJ Swandive for that amazing set. We were definitely enjoying it. Back here on the Zoom feed, hope everybody out there in the social media sphere was as well. We're actually going to jump right into our next reading because one of our authors has to take off soon. So I'm going to just briefly, very quickly introduce Micah Epstein, who's going to come read a piece of their story, Doomsday Derby, which is a really great, fun piece that's in issue 1. I'm looking forward to hearing them read a piece of it. So, Micah, if you want to go ahead and take it away.
Hi, everyone. Hope you can hear me okay. My name is Micah Epstein. I use they, them pronouns. I'm originally from Boulder, Colorado, but currently based in the city of Sibling Love, known as Philadelphia, and studying urban planning, but also do some storytelling and fiction on the side. So this is really exciting. This is actually my first professionally published piece. So this is a huge honor for me to be here sharing my work with y'all. I couldn't imagine a better venue to share my work. So such an honor. And without further ado, let's dive in. I'll be reading a piece called Doomsday Derby, which I wrote in one sitting in the notes app on my phone because this is a piece originally about gentrification, but it went in a lot of different directions. And I'll just be reading the first chunk of it. And if you want to read the whole thing and see how it ends, read it in the magazine in the first issue. So let's take it away. This is Doomsday Derby. Gay Rage was up for sale. We were sitting in the Blood Dega, our local watering hole, when Bryce told us that their big shot developer daddy was now listing our most sacred arena on the algorithmic market. Our turf, tirelessly done up in spray paint and climbing tomato vines, was about to be computationally assessed, marketed, and ultimately replaced by soulless glass office towers. I was a little impressed that Bryce would choose to give us a tip and possibly undermine their daddy's money, the same money that let them buy all the season's latest skates and suck cream hoodies. I guess Bryce really had the rage, but their daddy was uncool and calm, trying to collect. The Gay Rage garage was up for sale, and we'd be losing the best derby course this side of the ooze. We had to do something. It's time to throw a monkey wrench in the face of the man, or in our case, into the face of a godlike algorithmic super system. The Gay Rage garage was up for sale, but I had a plan, a perfect plan for us derby punks who really knew only how to do one thing, skate. But to really skate, we needed competition. So we pinged our rival gangs and talked all kinds of smack about how sickly their compost heaps were and how barren their community fridge was. We knew that we would have them chomping at the bit to prove their punk credentials. Next, we shut down the whole street in front of Gay Rage. It's stupid easy to block streets in the age of the autonomous car, a technique known as the bridal ritual. First, label a can of white spray paint salt. Second, find a buddy who trusts you and use them as bait. Push them in front of the car. They'll be ethically required to stop. Third, while the car is stopped, draw 2 concentric circles of white paint around it. Its centers will return a "do not cross" marking, and it will be stranded. The first step isn't strictly necessary, but I love the black magic aesthetic of drawing a circle of salt around a neoliberal demon car. We did that to a whole mess of them at each end of the street, and suddenly we had all the space we needed to really make a scene. We were almost ready. From its place of honor hanging on the wall of our garden tool shed, we took down Gus. Gus was a real vintage gunpowder and lead double-barreled shotgun, beautifully choking ivy, very solar, engraved into the stock. In this age of non-lethal tear gas, tasers, and cyber warfare, a gunshot signaled to the whole neighborhood that shit was about to hit the fan. And fans, the Doomsday Derby was about to begin. Thanks so much, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Micah. That was great. Bree, you are up.
Yeah, thanks so much. Can everybody hear me? Awesome. Thanks so much, Micah. That was really fantastic. Love that story. Love how you read it. Really wonderful. But yeah, I'm just here to say the official welcome to the launch party of our inaugural issue. And thanks so much, not only for being here, but for your continued support of our magazine's endeavors. We're just so excited to become this platform really for Solarpunk works, and everything from fiction and nonfiction, art and poetry. And we're just so excited to be publishing just really the fantastic work of our first issue. We're very proud of our editorial team and our contributors. Personally, it was just a great joy to read through and watch our editorial team work with the authors on their fantastic submissions. And I'd like to say also, here at Solarpunk Magazine, we're kind of everything and everywhere, right? So, we're parents, we're students, we're teachers, artists, scientists, writers, we're BIPOC, we're queer, and we're scattered all across the planet. And you'll hear from our departments in a bit, and I just wanted to take this second to thank them directly. Thanks, guys, so much for your hard work. Really appreciate it. Well done. So yeah, 2022, it's going to be an amazing year for Solarpunk. I mean, the territory right now, it's just perfectly set up for optimistic futurism and environmental awareness and all that great community building stuff. So from the bottom of our hearts, thanks so much for being here, and thank you everyone for your continued support. And let's build that Solarpunk future together.
So thank you so much, Bree. Working with Bree has been really awesome. When I first talked to her, and I knew it pretty instantly that I wanted to work with her, and that I thought that she needed to be our co-editor in chief. She's really great and has brought a whole lot to the magazine, like everyone else on the team, of course. So I'm Justine Norton Kurtzen, and I'm Bree's co-editor in chief. And really happy to be here. I'm not going to say a whole lot because Bree just said everything that we need to say. But I'm going to help move things along. So let's see, what should we do next? Do we want to do another reading before we move on to the departments? That might be a good idea. Starhawk or Lindsay, either of you want to read your a piece, a section of your piece?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. So for folks who don't know, this is Starhawk. Starhawk is a wonderful like permaculture teacher and spiritual leader and author. Wrote The Fifth Sacred Thing and City of Refuge, which are wonderful books. Fifth Sacred Thing is considered like solar punk novel, very much so. If it's okay to say that. But we're really excited to have her as part of issue 1, and we're really excited to have her here to join us and read for us. So thanks Starhawk for coming.
Thanks. When I got your letter about Solarpunk, it was great because, the Fifth Sacred Thing came out in the early 90s and it never quite settled into a genre. It was sort of sci-fi, it was sort of future fiction, but it wasn't apocalyptic, or it was only half apocalyptic. And, so it was great. It was like, oh, there's actually a word for it. There's a genre, and there's other people that are actually interested in some kind of positive vision of the future and not just more and more and more apocalypse. So this story really came out of my thinking about all the gender stuff that's happening today and all the changes around it, and around the question of what would it be like if we lived in a society where gender was a verb instead of a noun, where it wasn't something we identified with, but something we did. And for me, when I write fiction, I really like to start with a question that I don't know the answer to. If I know the answer to something, I'll write nonfiction and tell everybody what they should do and think. If I don't, then fiction is a great way to explore it. So I'm going to read you just a bit from the middle of the story. And the story takes place in a group called the Rories, who are the religious order of regenerators. And this group lives on the prairies and goes into damaged land and brings it back to life with restorative grazing and compost and land management. But this is really a story about a family where the parent is kind of grew up in an earlier world where she had a male body but was really a trans woman and had worn this fancy prom dress to her high school prom in Texas and gotten seriously beaten up and basically thrown out of her home because of it. And now she's pulling out the dress to show to her child who's grown up in this totally other society. So it starts with Boo telling the end of her story. That walk across the gym floor was maybe the worst moment of my life, worse even than what came after. The shock, the gauntlet of judging eyes, the sneers, the cries of faggot, and worse. I finally made it outside to the cool, clean air and stood there for a moment looking up at the stars. Why does it have to be so hard? I remember thinking, why does it have to be so hard to be me? Then the football team arrived. Why does she have to keep telling me these stories? Lena was thinking. What am I supposed to do with it? How many times do I have to admire how brave she was? The truth is, the story made her feel guilty. She had never been that brave. Maybe he never would be. He never had to be. Under Rory's, gender was more of a verb than a noun, something you did, not something you were. You had a body, and that determined certain things. Hard to physically bear a child without a womb. Hard to write your name in the snow with P without a penis, although not entirely impossible. But it didn't matter that much. It had little or nothing to do with who you are or any of the important things you could do. You could do whatever you wanted to do or would be good at or needed to get done. You could wear jeans. Almost everybody did because they were the only practical thing to wear if you were moving sheep and cattle around. Or you could wear a tacky pink dress if you wanted to, but who would want to? Boo paused. He's waiting for me to say something admiring, Emma thought. He wants her applause. You are very brave, Emma said. Boo beamed. You were the reason I survived. The hope of making a life, a world where someone like you could be so beautiful, so strong. Oh no, Emma thought. He saw Riley give a slight shake of her head, but Boo plunged ahead. I want you to wear this dress. He beamed at Lemma as if conferring a great gift. Oh, great flying flocks of fart birds, Lemma was thinking. Now what do I do? Fama, she said gently, it's an inspiring story. I can't even begin to tell you how much I admire your courage. But I already have my dress for tomorrow. That thing, Boo scoffed, you don't have to wear it. I've been working on it for months. It's so plain. It's not a party dress. It's not plain. It's subtle. It's boring. To you, maybe. In this, you'd look like a dream, like a star. I'd look like a clown. Tears welled up in Boo's eyes. No, please don't cry, Lemma was thinking. I don't care if you cry. I won't let your tears control me. But he could feel a wave of guilt heading toward you like the thunderclouds of a summer storm. He fended it off with anger. A tacky clown. You're calling my dream tacky? Not your dream, just your teenage taste. Riley gave her a look, an eyebrow raised, a tilt of the head that said, watch it, you're going too far. Lemma took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. I know the dress means a lot to you, Fama. It's beautiful in your eyes, but it's not what we wear. Do you have to wear what everybody else wears? Don't you have the courage to stand out? But I don't want to stand out, not in that way. Yet the guilt was sneaking up on her and that sinking feeling that maybe Boo was right. Maybe he was just a conformist. Maybe she would never have the courage Boo had had. So that's a little bit of the story.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Really appreciate you taking the time to do that for us. All right, so let's move on. I want to introduce our department editors because they are the ones that put in so much hard work going through all of the submissions and making the decisions about what is going to be in the issue. So, you know, they deserve all of the credit, really. So our fiction editors, not quite everybody's here. Unfortunately, some folks weren't able to make it. But our fiction editors, Aubriana Toller and Moshe Siegel, and Holly Schofield is here, I believe. Yep. They are all here. Yay. So wonderful. And then our poetry editors are Drew Shawem, who is here, and JD Harlock, who unfortunately was not able to make it today. He is in Beirut, and I believe it's the middle of the night there. So he's probably asleep. They're probably asleep, excuse me, understandably. And then we've also got our nonfiction editors here with us. Christina De La Roca and Ariel Kroon are both here. Yay, welcome. Thank you for coming. And so any of you want to say anything? No obligation, but want to thank folks.
I'll jump in and say stuff. Hi there. Hi, everyone. I'm Darush Lamb. I'm coming to you from summertime, as you might be able to tell by the light in behind me. I am here coming from Aotearoa, New Zealand, where it is Wednesday. So welcome to the world of tomorrow. And I just want to say hello, and it's lovely to see everyone. It's been a great experience working on the magazine with everyone, and thank you so much to the contributors and supporters who are here and who are watching on the stream. We couldn't do it without you, obviously. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone being part of what we're doing. I'm really excited to have issue 1 out today, and really excited to see what's coming in the future. So just wanted to thank you all for being here.
Hi, everyone. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm Brianna. I'm one of the co-fiction editors for our fiction department at Solarpunk magazine. I really enjoyed reading a lot of the fiction submissions, and our magazine looks awesome because of all of you guys' contributions. Thank you so much for joining us for our lunch party. Very excited with the work that we have, with the team that we have, and I'm so excited for our future here at Solarpunk magazine. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, I'm Holly Schofield. And I'd just like to say that I'm totally excited about all this too, as people have been saying. And I want to thank all the writers who contributed to our massive slush pile that we went through, whether we sent you an acceptance or sent you a rejection. We appreciate your stories. We want to see them keep coming. And as a writer, I know how hard it is when you send out your stories into the world. It's a very brave thing to do. So I just want to thank all the writers who got rejections, because that is part of the world that we're in, and we wish we could accept them all. But as we're defining Solarpunk, we're continually, hopefully helping writers define that as well. So please keep the stories coming and appreciate all your support. Thanks.
So I guess I'll say hello and well done, everyone. And yeah, happy reading, everyone else, and keep up the good work. And that's really all I want to say. I'm from nonfiction, so I'll pass the mic to the next person.
I can take that, Mike. Thanks, Christina. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody again. Yeah, thank you for sending us all your amazing submissions. This magazine would not exist without people writing for it. And we're just so honored and so thankful that everybody showed up in whatever way that they can for making this a reality. And I'm super stoked for 2022 and I mean the future in general, because it's looking bright.
Yeah, it's absolutely an honor to read all of the submissions and humbling to work alongside such talented folks from around the literal planet. So thank you all.
Is that everyone? I think that's everyone who's here. All right, great. Wonderful. So yeah, thanks everyone. That's our wonderful team, at least the folks who are able to make it. Again, thanks to all of you so much. It's really fun working with you. Can't wait to keep moving on to the next issues. And then we've got a couple more readings too before we close things out. We have got, let's see, Lindsay Jane is here, who wrote one of our nonfiction pieces. Do you want to go ahead and maybe introduce yourself and then read some of your article?
I'd be happy to. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay. I am a horticulturist. My background is studying from the University of Guelph in horticulture, where I specialized in ecological restoration. I was the on-site gardener for a Audubon certified golf course, and I currently work for a company here in Toronto that does things like landscaping restoration, and we also work with the historic downtown BIA district here in Toronto. For my article that I wrote, it's called Helping Your Garden Transition Through Climate Change, and it's focusing on how to work with nature. These are kind of tips to just go and start off with learning what's out there in terms of like working with these techniques. and I'm just going to read the intro for you. As our world changes with the current climate crisis, you may be worrying about how this will affect your garden and the nature around you. Fret not. Gardeners have long been the stewards of nature, and there are ways that you can help the ecosystem under your fingertips. No matter whether you're working from an apartment balcony or a large homestead, these tips can be done to help you and the living world around you adapt to the changes that are already starting to happen. Also, just to quickly mention, I do have a YouTube channel called the Solarpunk Scene, where I'm going to be going and putting up videos relating to this kind of content and also other solarpunk topics.
There we go. Sorry. Thanks so much, Lindsay. Thanks for being here. Thanks for reading the intro to your piece. And yeah, everybody should check out the Solarpunk Scene. It's a great channel that's already got some good stuff up on it. It's worth your time. All right, so who's next? Let's see. We've got a couple other authors here. I don't know if either of them are going to be reading today or not. Clark, Dami, either of you want to go ahead and read, or are you guys just hanging out? Oh, Dami says he's in a really noisy environment. Dami's over in Nigeria, returning home from work really late. Thanks for being here anyways. We really appreciate it. For those of you who have the issue so far, you should check out Dami's story. It's really great. It is called The Last of the Mboku Tribe. It's a great story about a future in Africa, a future solarpunk society in Africa, and some fun stuff that happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens. All right, let's see. Clark, you want to read us a piece of your article? Hello, Clark. Oh, maybe he had to dip out. Well, if not, then that's the end of our readings. Yay. Okay, well, if Clark comes back while we're closing up, then maybe we'll hear from him. But if not, then that basically brings us to the end of the program. And so we want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us. I want to thank everybody who's here on the Zoom, in particular, for taking the time to come and spend these last 2 hours with us, listening to the music, reading your pieces, saying hello to everybody. Really appreciate you and your time. And to everybody out on social media, thanks for watching. If you haven't got it yet, pick up issue 1. You can get it on our website, solarpunkmagazine.com. Nice and straightforward. So yeah, I just want to say thanks again. Everybody else, I'm sure, would like to say goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thanks,
Appreciate
everyone.
it. Yeah, we will see you out in the world. Thanks for joining us. Let's keep building solarpunk, everyone.